The Humane Society of Delaware County was created in 1972. While it existed on paper, there wasn't a physical building to house the animals. Between 1972 and 1984, a span of 12 years, where did all the animals live? Where did the funds come from to purchase the land and build the HSDC? Without a doubt, June Carter was vital to the formation and development of the HSDC. June and Mike Carter moved to Delaware County in 1971. In an effort to make some new animal-loving friends, June attended her first HSDC meeting, and two things happened. She left with a dog that, quote, no one wanted, and she was elected to a seat on the board of directors. In those days, the biggest challenge was where to put the animals. Dogs were being housed at the county dog warden, and many were being euthanized each week. There was no housing for cats or livestock. June and Mike Carter stepped forward. They volunteered their property, space, and barn. June became a humane agent, and the Carter property quickly filled with a variety of animals. At one time, there were over 40 dogs, 20 cats, horses, hogs, and chickens. It was not unusual for June to bring goats or lambs into her house. The local IGA was a great source of food for the animals, although the Carter family had to spend a small fortune over the years on food and vet care for the animals. June was an ambassador for the Humane Society, and her interactions and willingness to help two local residents had a valuable and lasting impact on the future of the HSDC. Around 1973, June gave a presentation at a local event and met Pete Martin, a local farmer. Pete had a dog, King, and June was kind enough to care for King during Pete's trips to Florida. For years, King spent winters with the Carter family. When Pete passed away, June received a call from the estate attorney indicating that Pete left the HSDC over $250,000. Part of that money was used to purchase the land on US 37 where the shelter is today. By all accounts, Letta Curtis was a grouchy and cranky old lady. June would take her dog on walks, and she passed Letta's house, and one day Letta approached her. June quickly became a friend to Letta and would spend time with her, mowing the yard or helping with the cows. Letta had a cat named Sweetie, and she worried about what would happen to Sweetie when she died. June assured her that Sweetie would be well cared for at the Carter residence. When Letta died, she left the Humane Society of Delaware County a bunch of money. The funds were instrumental in helping build the initial structure that is the Humane Society of Delaware County. As a humane agent, June dealt with neglect and cruelty cases. From dogs, cats, livestock, and wildlife, June would not hesitate to respond to calls. Wolves in Delaware, a lion and a tiger in Powell, a puppy mill call with 70 to 80 dachshunds. But perhaps the most lasting memory was a neglect call about Boo Boo, a black bear. In 1994, June heard about a guy who had purchased a 2-week-old baby bear but quickly tired of it. He put a chain around its neck and tied it to a tree where it was quickly forgotten and ignored. June went to his home, found this little knee-high bear, and purchased Boo Boo for $100. June said all the way home she was trying to figure out how to tell her husband Mike that she'd brought home a baby bear. She said he was reading the newspaper when she walked in, and she casually slipped into the conversation, "Honey, there's a bear in the milk shed." Unfazed by June's news, he kept reading his newspaper and mumbled a quick, "mm-hmm." Boo Boo was in desperate need of medical care. The chain was embedded over 1.5 inches all around his neck, and it was compromising his ability to eat and breathe. After a local vet completed the surgery, he developed ongoing infections. As Boo Boo healed, June began the process of finding him a permanent home. Through networking, arrangements were eventually made for Boo Boo to be transferred to the Performing Animal Welfare Society, PAWS, in California. Now fast forward 26 years later, Boo Boo is still alive and living a great life.
Carter, this is Ed Stewart from PAWS out in California. I remember 25 years ago, you sent us a special package on an airplane, and here he is. That's Boo Boo. Boo Boo has been with us since you sent him out. He has a beautiful place that Bob Barker from television built for him. And he's in with his special friend of about 24 years, Winston, who's up in there with him. So we've had him since he was a baby. He had such a terrible beginning, but has had a wonderful end to his life, and he hopefully has a long way to go, and here he comes to see you. I want to congratulate you on your award and say hello to everybody in Ohio, where I'm also from. at the Delaware Humane Society. So here is Boo Boo going after his ball, which he has demolished in the last few years.
The Carter residence has considerably downsized over the years and is currently home to 2 potbelly pigs, 3 dogs, 9 cats, and a rooster named Rudy. June has always been an educator. From her days as a grade school remedial reading teacher, she continues today as an HSDC volunteer and youth ambassador. She schedules and hosts school or civic group tours at the HSDC, all to promote kindness, loving care of animals, and to help create the next generation of animal ambassadors. In recognition of June's lifelong dedication and service to the Humane Society of Delaware County and her dedication to animal welfare, please join the HSDC in unveiling and presenting the June Carter Ambassador Award to our guest and friend, June Carter.